The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi everyone, welcome to our session 3 on 3D Mindspace, which is our mindfulness and meditation experience community. Can somebody confirm that you can hear me? Just type in chat if you can hear and you can see my screen. George, Shri, can you confirm if you guys can hear me? Okay, thank you. All right, well, welcome everyone to our session on mindfulness. Today we'll be talking about the mindfulness and meditation experience, and we'll be focusing on the power of mindfulness. What you practice grows stronger. So just to give a brief introduction to our core committee, we have 6 members, and we have members from different brands including Simulia, Americas, BioVia, SolidWorks, Innovia, and this is the members of our core committee. We are also planning to have members in our local area ambassadors who would be helping us organize these meetings in local offices. All of us have personal experiences with mindfulness and meditation, and we are very passionate about this initiative at Assault Systems. The mission of 3D Mindspace is to bring awareness to the benefits and practices of mindfulness and meditation to DS employees so that using these techniques, they can improve their holistic well-being. And we touched on this last time as well. This is 6 W's of 3D Mindspace. Basically, we want to bring mindfulness and meditation techniques at Dassault Systems, and this initiative is open to all DS employees, and we are focusing with North American employees to begin with. We plan to hold these meetings virtually as well as in pilot offices down the road. We'll be holding these meetings on monthly basis to educate people, to train and discuss progress and adoption challenges. We are encouraging daily meditation time. And the benefits for the individuals include greater individual happiness and well-being, harmony in social interactions, improved resiliency to stress, improved calmness, focus, and clarity. And these benefits are well documented in scientific studies now. And for the organization, these techniques have the potential to increase productivity, innovation, talent attraction and retention, and also improved relationships at work and engagement in team efforts. So, um, with this initiative, initially we are trying to bring awareness about what mindfulness and meditation is. So, these initial sessions in first half of this year and also maybe in Q3 would be focused on bringing awareness to understand what mindfulness and meditation is. Once we have that understanding and we see the potential benefits, we'll start sharing meditation techniques within DS. And concurrently, we are also working on developing a supportive community in the organization where employees can come together and talk about it and discuss their progress. And we hope to bring some spaces also in individual offices. So we plan to encourage meditation time and space. So with that, I would like to invite my colleague Arlene to introduce our speaker, and we will now have a featured presentation on power of mindfulness. And after that, we will practice a guided meditation on mindfulness, and then we will talk about different resources that we have available for you. We'll also talk about a DS community that we have opened for public now. Previously, we had only a DS community that was open to core members, but since our last session, we have made progress, and now we have a DS community that you all can join. So let me pass it to Arlene.
Okay. Hi, everyone. This is Arlene. I'd like to introduce you to Shauna Shapiro. Dr. Shauna Shapiro is a professor, author, and internationally recognized expert in mindfulness. With 20 years of meditation experience studying in Thailand, Nepal, and the West, Dr. Shapiro brings an embodied sense of mindfulness to her scientific work. She has published over 100 journal articles and chapters and co-authored the critically acclaimed text, The Art and Science of Mindfulness and Mindful Discipline, a loving approach to setting limits and raising an emotionally intelligent child. Dr. Shapiro is the recipient of the American Council of Learned Societies Teaching Award, acknowledging her outstanding contributions to graduate education, as well as a contemplative practice fellow of the Mind and Life Institute, co-founded by the Dalai Lama. Dr. Shapiro has been invited to present her work to the King of Thailand, the Danish government, and the World Council for Psychology in Beijing, China, as well as to Fortune 100 companies including Cisco Systems, Procter & Gamble, Genentech, and Google. Her work has been featured in the Wall Street Journal, Mashable, Wired, USA Today, Dr. Oz, the Huffington Post, Yoga Journal, and the American Psychologist. And here she is speaking on the power of mindfulness. What you practice grows stronger. And now for our guided meditation. It's going to be brought to you by Andy Puttycombe, who was our last featured presenter on our last seminar on mindfulness. And he will lead us now, guide us into a guided meditation.
Where the point of contact is
Hello, everyone. This is Shrikant here, and thank you for joining us for those two sessions. And apologies from our side if you have experienced any audio or video situations. We're still learning how best to present video through GoToWebinar, and we're still learning the ropes. So hopefully in the next couple of sessions, we are able to completely iron out any issues so that everybody can have a better experience of what's going on with the audio and the video. But in any case, going ahead, now we talk a little bit more about resources. We have the 3D Mindspace community. So we created one, which is a public community, and which actually has, and there's also a dashboard that'll go along with it. So the only thing you have to do is to send us an invite, and we will also send you a link to the dashboard that you can put up in your 3D Swim platform. Essentially, the dashboard will have 4 tabs: learn, practice, grow, and share. And in learn, we will add different videos, presentations, literature about mindfulness. Practicing, we will have resources such as the different you could call it the different apps that you can use to help you in your practice. The Grow will also contain links to things such as courses that are available outside. And again, this is not that we are endorsing them or something. It's just so that we can share with you whatever resources we come across that we can share with all of you. And the Share tab is where everybody can actually share their experiences. They can share information, share videos with all the co-members of the 3D Mindspace community. Next slide, please. And of course, we also have the past 3D Mindspace sessions. They are available at the rewards@3ds.com, live pathway to wellness webinars, introduction to mindfulness, and which also contains other things such as better sleep, so on and so forth. We also will add all of this information to the dashboard so that you guys can have it handy over there also. Next slide. And just as a reminder, the Power of Vitality also has a healthy mind option where you can, if you are interested and you are using one of the apps, either Google the Calm or Apple Breathe or Headspace, you can always connect it to your Power of Vitality, and you can get some points. And just to mention, you can always take advantage of this. And now I will hand it over to George for his description on different apps that are available.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. This is George Votis, and it's a pleasure to be talking to you briefly today. This slide is going to talk about how to get started with your practice. And for many who are on the phone, you may be aware of some of these common applications. These are a sampling of the better-known applications that we've researched and that we've assembled some information here. What's important, I think, to recognize with these is to just take a look at them and see what works for you in your practice. Each one of them has a free component inside of them. The Insight Timer is completely free, and you may choose to use that one. But if you want to go further and look at the Stop, Breathe, and Think, that's a very rich application. About half of the content is free to use, and if you wanted to go further, you could investigate making an investment in some type of subscription. The Calm is also an application that's widely used today. Again, there's plenty of free basic content out there. And for many, that will be sufficient for you to enter into your practice and to get started. But again, if you want to go further, there's plenty of rich content to do that. And you've probably seen Headspace in some of the content that was shared today and last week. Headspace is really one of the most active out there in this area, with really a phenomenal amount of content. But again, has plenty of free foundational material that'll be good for many of you. So this is a sampling of what's out there. Take a look at it, see what suits your needs, and go from there. Next slide, please. So, as we pointed out at the beginning of today's session, we're going to continue to bring content and information to the DSNM community. And next month in June, we're going to bring session 4, which we're titling The Science of Mindfulness Meditation. And this is a really interesting topic that I think some of you will find fascinating, with the mind-body connection that's at play here. Meditation's effects on our nervous system and its link to neuroscience is well documented. And it's a fascinating area of research on how meditation can help even rewire your brains in some respects. And we've heard a little bit about that today from Dr. Shapiro on the cortical thinking. But it's a fascinating area of research and discovery, and I hope that you'll be able to attend and enjoy that session as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, George. So thank you to everyone for attending this session. If you have any questions, we are here since we have about 15 minutes left. Please type in your questions, or if you have any comments or feedback, kindly type in that also, so that we can improve the quality of these sessions for future. Okay, so we are seeing some questions come in. How do I find the community again? I believe if you open 3D Experience platform and search for 3DMindSpace, then you should be able to see the community. And then we have question from David. Can we have sessions in Waltham? So right now we are doing these sessions virtually, but we do hope to have the sessions in local offices as well. So the way we are approaching is that we will have a local area ambassador allocated to different offices, who would help us bring people together so that people can watch these sessions together, and then can meditate together basically when we offer these live meditations. That way you can kind of share experiences with each other and discuss any topics of interest. Eventually our goal is to have these sessions in community where people can come in group of 10-20 people and practice guided meditations together, maybe on weekly basis or on bi-weekly basis. So please keep your eyes open for doing this in a community, but that might happen later part of this year. Okay, let's see. Is a Stop, Breathe, and Think an app? So yes, the answer to that is yes. George showed 4 different apps that are available on your phones. The way it works is that on your smartphones, you can download any of these apps, the Calm app, or the Stop Insight Timer app, or Stop, Breathe, and Think app, and then you can monitor your progress. You can choose meditations sessions based on the time you have available or based on the topics of interest and so on. So we are encouraging that you stop using these apps, maybe on daily basis. Just start with something that is short, maybe 4 or 5 minutes a day, and then step up from there. So question by Tim: we did another guided meditation in July of this year. Can we get to that recording? Absolutely. July of last year. Yes, that was our first session where we had a speaker come in who spoke from Waltham office. That session is available in our recordings at rewards at 3ds. If you go to rewards at 3ds and then live section, you should be able to find all the recordings, not just of this mindfulness community, but also other HR sessions. So right now our 3D Mindspace recordings are also over there. We hope to have a dedicated section for 3D Mindspace sessions at that space. So just go to rewards at 3ds.com and review those recordings. And question, some good comments thanking us. So they are really appreciated. Thank you for mentioning those. Then how can we join the 3D Mindspace community? You simply go to the platform, 3D Experience platform, and search for 3D Mindspace. And then once you join the community, we will send you a dashboard where you can have those 4 tabs that Shri talked about: Learn tab, Grow tab, Practice tab, and so on. Okay. Okay, then next question is, I have been considering paying for transcendental meditation training. Any thoughts? 3 to 4 90-minute sessions for about $900. Question by Scott. Yes, that's okay if you really want to go deeper. I personally feel that in-person training can be very useful. However, depending on how much money you are willing to spend, maybe try some apps like George mentioned, um, from the library that we mentioned. There are a ton of teachers and trainers available out there who teach meditations, and you can also find free resources, but it's up to you what kind of training you want to take. Right now, we are not endorsing any particular philosophy or training methodology. There is a lot out there. Maybe start with looking at the apps and seeing what appeals to you the most. And then we will also put together some resources in the grow area of 3D Mindspace community, where we will collecting different resources where people are offering training sessions. So you can take a look at that also. Is mindfulness always oriented towards self? Can I be mindful of other people through this technique? Question from Pele. Absolutely, yes. Mindfulness is simply, observing what there is without being judgmental. So you can be mindful of yourself. You can be mindful of other people' behavior without reacting. And in fact, I personally use this technique when I have some thought process going on against someone. I have feelings of anger or frustration. I can just be mindful of others' behavior and observe it without reacting. Using that technique, it can help you um, become a little bit more resilient and manage, your emotions well. Question by Surendra: is there any sessions planned in Charlotte? So right now we do not have any sessions planned in local offices. We are planning for that. That might happen near the end of this year or early next year. But we do hope to have some local area ambassadors where you can come together with your colleagues and attend these sessions, these virtual sessions in a conference room, for example, so that you can discuss and share and maybe practice the guided meditations together. Sometimes people are in cubicle offices and it is hard for them to practice a guided meditation because there is a lot of noise nearby. So that's why we are planning this, so that you can reserve a conference room and attend this session in a conference room, if that makes sense. Okay, Mark Johnson, can you send the link to 3D Mindspace? I can't find it. So what we'll do is, after this session is over, we will have a list of attendees. Maybe we can send the link to 3D Mindspace to all the attendees. So please allow us a couple of days to work on this, and we will do that. Next question by Bashir. Is there a link between yoga and meditation? Yeah, does yoga practice helps meditation? So there is definitely a link. When you say yoga in Western world, yoga is simply the hatha yoga techniques, right? Which basically train your body to practice higher techniques of meditation. In fact, if you go to some yoga classes, sometimes the teacher would say the last asana, which is the shavasana, or when you just lie without any thoughts, is the most difficult asana to practice. Okay, because there you are trying to calm your mind. So where hatha yoga, the physical yoga, ends, that's where your practice of mindfulness and meditation, so to speak, begins. Okay, so there is definitely a link between those techniques, and it's good idea to continue practicing the hatha yoga techniques to prepare yourself that you can sit in meditation for longer periods of time. So your blood flow and all that through yoga practices improves, and you can practice meditations, sitting meditations for longer time. Next question from Erin. What are the names of apps? And George mentioned that 4 apps we mentioned are Stop, Breathe and Think, Calm, Insight Timer, and Headspace. And you can download a PDF version of this today's presentation from 3D Rewards at DS at 3ds.com, so that you can see different prices for these apps and what they offer. So we'll upload the PDF version of today's presentation there. Okay, and few people are trying 3D Mindspace in Swim, and the Swim is saying that could not find results. And Shri, my colleague, mentioned that try to search in My Communities for 3D Mindspace and see if you can find it there. Sandy has same question, unable to find the community. So please try to search in My Communities. Like I mentioned earlier, we will send a link or maybe more detailed instructions to all the attendees today on how to do so. Seems like a lot of questions regarding how do I find community. So we'll definitely send an email for that and also incorporate that information in our June session. And the question from David: is community currently visible and public? Absolutely, it should be. And if you are unable to find that, we will try to get you that information. And Scott says, great advice. I'll get the apps and join the community first. Thank you. Okay, so David says that he was able to find 3D Mindspace in 3D Swim and not 3D Dashboard. So people searching for that, maybe try again under My Communities. Thank you, Connie, for your good comments. And David provides further information that community is marked as private and you must apply to join. Yes, please do so. Please just send a request to join and we will immediately approve all the requests that come in. Okay. Okay, and a lot of good comments and saying thank you, and we do appreciate all your comments, all your support. This community can grow only with your support, so kindly continue to spread the message if you can, and we would really appreciate if you can encourage your co-workers to join this community as well. George, Arlene, do you guys see any other questions? I try to cover most of them, but if I missed any.
Not here.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining today's call. If there are no other questions, we'll close it here and hope to meet again in June. Thank you. Bye-bye.